What is going on, everybody? It's Billy here from Storm Trades with another trade recap. Today we're going to run through my short trade setup I got on oil Tuesday, August 26th during the AM New York trading session. Let's get right after it. All right, on the chart right now, it's actually the last 5 daily candles, right? We always say how whenever I look at the daily chart, I want the chart to scream one direction at me. I want it to make total sense. And well, just looking at these candles, right, it appears as though we're continuing to go higher. And that's partly what I felt. But we also have had a sort of a lot of daily candle closes high. And in fact, if I were to go back a couple more candles here, we'd have even more bullish candles. We've had like 6 bullish candles in a row. We haven't tapped into any sort of high time frame, or excuse me, like daily swing point. We haven't tapped into a daily fair value gap. I didn't love the idea of just blindly being bullish here on this chart. And I felt like it was possible that we would have a retracement and that we'd come back into this fair value gap here. So as a long-winded way of me saying, I actually was neutral on the daily bias, even though I was talking about how the chart needs to scream out at us. Well, this is screaming bullish, right? So anyway, setting up the chart same way every day. Previous daily high, previous daily low. Let me run a fib from the previous daily candle. All right. Now we haven't had a run of previous daily high or low yet, right? So we're currently trading inside the previous daily bar, and we have this untapped daily bullish fair value gap down here. That is a draw on liquidity for sure. Now, I would have loved to see us tag some sort of daily swing high, right? And then it would be a very clear move back down into this internal range liquidity, right? The external being the swing high. We didn't have that, right? So all we have is all these very strong bullish candle closes over the last 5 days, right? These are all very bullish, right? And we didn't even come on all of these days. This day, we didn't even come down to the midpoint of this. On this day, we didn't come down to the midpoint of this candle. On this day, we did come into the midpoint, but we had a very strongly bullish candle here. So just a really long-winded way of me saying I'm neutral on the day. Okay, so when I'm neutral on the day, if you've watched any of my videos, that doesn't mean I'm not trading. It just means I'm going to rely heavily on the hourly time frame, which I rely heavily on anyway. It's great when I have, basically, I feel like I can put on a little more risk, okay, if I have confluence between the daily bias and the high time frame hourly market structure, but I don't need that, okay? If I have a clear change in the state of delivery and understanding of where price is going to go on the hourly, I will just I will use that to try and get on sides with the trade. All right, pulling up the hourly time frame here. This is where pulling up the hourly sometimes makes a ton of sense, right? And why finding the most recent change in the state of delivery helps us try and get on sides with a trade. So first things first, look at this move ever since last Monday, right? Higher, 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 higher. Well, that makes sense, right? Look at these strong bullish candle closes on the daily candles, right? Price is fractal, and we should see evidence of what we're seeing on the daily, on the hourly, and on any time frame, rather. So first things first, I'm looking for the most recent change in the state of delivery. Okay, well that's right here, right? So this is the series of up close candles prior to the move down. That series of up close candles prior to a displacement move down through those, and I'm actually just going to run a fib here. I always run a fib if I have a clear swing high and swing low. And we'll be using these for the rest of the week, okay, in my opinion. I'm going to take a guess that the Monday into Tuesday was the smart money reversal, and that will be completing a market maker sell model by the end of the week, maybe coming down here and touching these lows. But for now, after getting this change in the state of delivery, and again, this is sort of confirmed by the by all these fair value gaps right here. I didn't mark off all of them here, okay? And I'm trying to use the most recent change in the state of delivery. I also want to see where is price currently delivering from. Are we in some sort of internal range liquidity? or are we sweeping some sort of external range liquidity? Well, at the time that I'm setting up my charts here, okay, this is the end of the 9 o'clock candle. We're currently inside of a bearish hourly fair value gap. So that's my key to start looking for shorts, right? Because I want to be on sides with this move lower. Okay, I have some low resistance liquidity over here, and ultimately we have the previous daily low, and not ultimately we have the previous daily low right here. Okay, and we have the internal range liquidity in the form of the daily bullish fair value gap. So I'm gonna go ahead and by the way, these are my two options, right? As I'm planning out my trading day. My first option is we move up into the midpoint like we are right now, and we deliver from there. Second option is we go a little higher. We touch the change in state of delivery here, maybe even go into the higher fair value gap. Okay, my invalidation would have been a close through both of those. Then I would expect price to actually continue higher, right? So I'm going to move down to the M5 time frame, and I'm going to go ahead and just clear this up. Okay, I'm going to clear all this up. Let me keep this. No, not that one. We keep this fair value gap up here, right? And I'm just going to be watching price. We're already inside of this fair value gap, right? Okay, but I just want to have a clear picture here. I'm going to be watching price, waiting for a M5 sweep. Okay, we're already in the hourly bearish fair value gap, but then I'm watching for a change in the state of delivery on this time frame. Okay, on the M5 time frame, and I'll see if I can get involved with a trade that makes sense. So let's watch price. Okay, price is moving higher, moving higher. Keep in mind we are still in this hourly fair value gap. Okay, this bearish fair value gap right here. I'm just taking that off so this is a little more clear. All right, so watching price, and we have a little move down here. We have another move higher. Okay, now as we're doing this, I want to be marking off. I'm going to be marking off the series of up close candles here. Just make note that we had a sweep here, right? So as I'm watching price, I'm looking for swing high sweeps, and I'm marking off the series of up close candles that take those sweeps. And I'm just watching price. We could just keep going up, okay? For all I know, we could have closed above this hourly fair value gap, and we would have then targeted the London and Asia highs, right? So that's my invalidation level. All right, so I have a series of up close candles here that took this liquidity right here, right inside of the bearish hourly fair value gap. I'm now watching for price to see how we react from here. If we have a strong candle close through, okay, through those series of up close candles, I'm considering that change the state of delivery, and I'm looking to get on side with a trade lower, and that happens on the very next candle, right? So I'm going to put in a market order here, short, and I put a stop right above, just a little bit above this high here, right? Ended up being around a 1.8 R trade. Now it was a little less than that. Anyway, this is what I was targeting: the low resistance liquidity, and we had this relative equal lows down here. Okay, there it is, about 1.7. So I'm going to mark it in here and stop right here and take profit at the relative equal lows. Okay, and we had the previous daily low, okay, still right here. So this is the previous daily low, right? And that's the ultimate target. However, I just needed to get down to these relative equal lows, take out this low resistance liquidity, right? So let's move price forward here. And boom, okay, delivered really fast. And as you can see right here from my Discord, not my Discord, I'm on the Unicorn University Discord. That's the trade I took. Okay, it's the same one on the screen right here. So if you guys got anything out of this at all, I really appreciate you watching it. Like, subscribe, comment, Tell me what you like and what you don't like. I appreciate anybody who watches these videos. They really help me out a ton with my own trading. So you guys have a great day. See ya.